Top 20 iconic quotes from movie Diamonds Are Forever, 1971. Diamonds Are Forever, 1971, is the seventh James Bond film, marking Sean Connery's return as the iconic 007 after a one-film hiatus. Directed by Guy Hamilton, the movie is based on Ian Fleming's novel of the same name and blends action, intrigue, and the glamour synonymous with Bond. The plot follows Bond as he investigates a diamond smuggling operation that leads him to uncover a sinister plan by his arch-nemesis, Ernst Stavro Blofeld. Blofeld, portrayed by Charles Gray, intends to use a satellite armed with diamonds to hold the world hostage. Bond's mission takes him from Amsterdam to Las Vegas, encountering memorable characters like the seductive and cunning Tiffany Case, Jill St. John, and the eccentric assassins Mr. Wint and Mr. Kidd. The film is known for its witty dialogue, elaborate action sequences, and the iconic title track performed by Shirley Bassey. Though lighter in tone compared to its predecessors, Diamonds Are Forever delivers the charm, style, and thrills that define the James Bond franchise. Connery's suave portrayal, combined with the film's blend of espionage and campy fun, makes it a standout in the 007 series and a beloved entry for fans. Mr. Wint, the Scorpion. Mr. Kidd, one of nature's finest killers, Mr. Wint. Mr. Wint, one is never too old to learn from a master, Mr. Kidd. Plenty O'Toole. Hi, I'm Plenty. James Bond. But of course you are Plenty O'Toole. Plenty O'Toole. James Bond. Named after your father, perhaps? Bond tastes. The Mouton Rothschild wine served, James Bond. The wine is quite excellent. Although for such a grand meal I would have expected a claret. Mr. Wint. But of course, unfortunately our cellar is poorly stocked with clarets. James Bond, Mouton Rothschild is a claret. And I've smelled that aftershave before, and both times I've smelled a rat. Sir Donald Munger. Tell me, Commander, how far does your expertise extend into the field of diamonds? James Bond. Well, hardest substance found in nature, they cut glass, suggests marriage. I suppose it replaced the dog as the girl's best friend. That's about it. Refreshing to hear that there is one subject you're not an expert on. James Bond. Weren't you a blonde when I came in? Tiffany Case. Could be. James Bond. I tend to notice little things like that, whether a girl is a blonde or a brunette. Tiffany Case. Which do you prefer? James Bond. Well, as long as the collar and cuffs match. Tiffany Case. We'll talk about that later. James Bond. That's quite a nice little nothing you're almost wearing. I approve. Tiffany Case. I don't dress for the hired help. Let's see your passport. Franks. Tiffany Case. Occupation. Transport consultant. It's a little cute, isn't it? I'll finish dressing. James Bond. Oh, please don't, not on my account. Blofeld. The satellite is at present over Kansas. Well, if we destroy Kansas, the world may not hear about it for years. Perhaps New York, with all that smut and traffic, might give them a chance for a fresh start. Washington, D.C. Perfect. Since we have not heard from them, they will hear from us. James Bond. What do you intend to do with those diamonds? Blofeld. An excellent question, and one which will be hanging on the lips of the world quite soon. If I were to break the news to anyone, it would be to you first, Mr. Bond, you know that. Blofeld. Well, go on. Go on. It's merely a lift. Or should I say elevator? In any event, I'm Sure, you'll find it far more convenient than mountaineering about outside the White House. James Bond, Tiffany case? Definitely distinctive. Tiffany case. I was born there, on the first floor, while my mother was looking for a wedding ring. James Bond? Well, I'm glad for your sake it wasn't. Van Cleef and Arpels, Blofeld, and Quat. If we destroy Kansas, the world may not hear about it for years, and Quat. Blofeld's chilling humor when discussing his plan. James Bond? And Quat. That's a nice little nothing you're almost wearing. And Quat. Bond's cheeky comment during a flirtatious exchange. Mr. Kidd, and Quat. If at first you don't succeed, Mr. Wint, and Quat. A sly remark from one of the quirky assassins. Tiffany case, and Quat. I didn't know there was a pool down there, and Quat. Tiffany's wry remark after a body lands in a swimming pool. James Bond, and Quat. Diamonds are forever, and so is my interest in you, and Quat. A Bond-esque line that ties into the film's title. Blofeld, and Quat. The satellite is now in its final orbit, and we are about to make the world a safer place, and Quat. Blofeld's ominous declaration of his plan to hold the world hostage. James Bond, and Quat. One of us smells like a tart's handkerchief, and Quat. A witty jab during his encounter with Wint and Kidd. Tiffany case, and Quat. I've got a brother, and Quat. Her Brooklyn accent shines through as she adds levity.